Hi there, I'm Katie Lemieux. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in sunny South Florida.
And I'm Susan Block, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and Katie and I both specialize in working with couples.
And we always thank you for tuning into our vlog series. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between secondary and primary emotions. So I know it might be a little bit confusing, but to kind of demonstrate and give you an analogy, we're going to talk about an iceberg. So on the outside of the surface of the water, you'll see the iceberg tip, and that's where secondary emotions exist. So some secondary emotions are fear, disgust, surprise, happiness or joy, and sadness. There are a few other, but those are generally the secondary emotions. But below the surface, where the iceberg really is,
Which you don't see,
are a lot of our other emotions, and that's where they exist. So some of those would be inadequacy, shame, insecurity, unworthiness, things like that.
Mm-hmm. So an example of this would be, you and your significant other are at a party or at a wedding, and let's say you go up to the bar to go get a drink and there's somebody of the opposite sex there. You're kind of just chit-chatting for a few minutes until you get your drink. You go back to your significant other and they begin to lash out at you for talking to the opposite sex. And it could sound something like, why were you talking to that person? You spent a lot of time talking to them, and it's coming out in the form of anger, which is that secondary emotion. But really, once you're able to kind of cool down and not take that so personally and just try to get to understand what the primary emotion is, that will really help you better understand where that anger is actually coming from. And sometimes it really has nothing to do with you, that it has more to do with the other person. And so you can ask them once you've cooled down, I noticed you got really angry when we were at the party earlier. Where did that come from? Where does that anger come from when I talk to somebody of the opposite sex? Is there more to it? Did something happen to you, in your younger years that now you're feeling that anger?
Right, and really asking them, well, what else are you feeling besides anger? I saw that you were upset at me, but what else were you feeling?
Right,
and often there's a story connected to that in our childhood or in our past or in a past relationship that will help us better understand not only ourselves, but our partner, and how this shifts and changes relationships is you have a deeper love, understanding, and more compassion for your partner.
Exactly.
But when those times come up, you can reach to your partner for reassurance,
Right,
rather than have that allow it to distance you or drive you guys apart.
So that was just our quick explanation of secondary and primary emotions, and I'm Susan Block.
And I'm Katie Lemieux.
And you can find me at coralspringscounselingcenter.com.
And you can find me at Family and Couples Counseling. Thanks for tuning in.